Hello, everybody. Thank you so very much for clicking on. It is Eyes Open for a Thursday, and we're going to try to keep this short and sweet and tight and sexy. So, again, thank you for clicking on. As it says, Chinese prepare to wreak havoc on the United States. We're going to look at the convoy to the border. And we're going to talk about the WEF, the World Economic Forum. Going to get all these things in, and then we're going to look at some other things, and we're going to touch back on these things come Friday night when Chris joins us. That'll be at 9 p.m. I'll come on about 8:45. Chris will join about 9. And if you would like to join Chris and myself Friday night, we would like to have you up here and talking with us about world events and domestic events, as our focus has been, and deservedly so. So that is then, and this is now, and now we're going to take off and get things rolling along with the opening topic. FBI director warns that Chinese hackers are preparing to wreak havoc on U.S. Critical infrastructure, and here is the FBI director in his own words.
A moment ago, I meant that quite literally. There has been far too little public focus on the fact that PRC hackers are targeting our critical infrastructure, our water treatment plants, our electrical grid, our oil and gas pipelines, our transportation systems, and the risk that poses to every American requires our attention now.
Okay, so again, that is the FBI Director Christopher Wray talking to Congress, and generally when they put something out like this, it is because if it's not imminent, it is very probable, and they want to make sure that that after something happens, they can't be looked at and said, well, why didn't you tell us? So when they actually tell us something, I put a little more credence into it than I do when we just hear things solely on sources from the internet, not discounting that by any stretch of the imagination. Of course, you have to verify your sources and make sure you're getting good information. Always check that out, especially before you share things along. Speaking of which, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and hit the share. And we move on to what's going on at the border. And we'll do that before we talk about the convoy here. Let's run down here. This is live from Eagle Pass, Texas. Actually, I've got it paused for a reason. I want you to notice the vehicle back here. That is a Florida State Police vehicle. We've seen several of them, those that have been monitoring this channel, and I'm not sure what a Florida State Police vehicle or officers would be doing at the Texas border. I'm not sure what area of expertise they might have. Is just questionable. But I want to listen to just a couple of minutes from this, and then okay, you can see the vehicle right there. Before I play any more, let me jump over here just for those that may not be aware, those that haven't been to Florida or aren't in Florida. This is indeed what their state trooper cars look like. Texas state trooper vehicles don't look anything like that, just for those that may be going, oh, whatever. So some receipts there, if you will. All right, let's listen to this guy just for a second.
Parked on the side of the road everywhere. I like, see people, there they are, they're waiting for me. So then
our incidents happened when we were up there. The guy just came to wanted everyone's ID, but everyone's just like, no, we're not gonna, give ID. But that place there, and I've seen other videos of other people outside filming there, and it seems like, my opinion is, in fairness, the Border Patrol guy was like, we've been receiving threats and stuff like that. So I guess they're just taking precaution to see who's who.
So come ask questions. That's fine, right?
Yeah, because he came out and went person to person, was like, who are you? Or I don't know. But I was live streaming. He came to me. But like, I don't see how Border Patrol.
Okay, this is JRL. Or I'm sorry, JLR. I've sent an email out to him. I'm trying to get him on the program here for a 10-minute interview because he's been doing a lot around the border, and he's pretty balanced with his as balanced as you're going to get probably with his views as far as how he looks at what's going on down there, and he's pretty honest and straightforward. He doesn't really have an agenda. Again, it's JLR Investigates, and I think he is still live. So, nope, he just ended his live a few minutes ago because he was live. Streamed live 2 hours ago. Okay, well. Again, it's JLR Live Investigates. And that's what's really happening down at the border at the moment. Now, there's a convoy that supposedly is called Take Back Our Border. First of all, nobody else has our border. There's no one for you to take it back from. If anything, there is a dispute between the Federal Border Patrol and the Texas National Guard as to actually who controls it, but a convoy is not going to do anything other than make matters worse, in my personal opinion. This is from a channel called Bonehead Trucker, for those that have never heard of Bonehead Trucker. Bonehead Trucker is going along with the convoy and providing correspondence. Bonehead Trucker in his video said that we could restream portions of his video as long as we were adding context. I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm just going to direct you to Bonehead Trucker channel, and if you want to see what's going on, some of you may recognize at least one or two of the people in the picture, and some of you may automatically have an opinion that if these are involved, then nothing good will ever come of it. I have to question again, take our border back from who? Who are they taking it back from? We have our border. It's just a matter of, especially in Eagle Pass, who's in control there? The Border Patrol or the Texas National Guard? And some of the people from Texas that are live streaming down there are, and you might have seen them, you might not, they are saying that this is all a political theater stunt by Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, in order to make himself more electable in this coming election. That's always something to think about when it comes to politics. But back to this convoy. Again, it was portrayed both in the media and by the organizers as truckers, a trucker convoy, similar to what we saw in 2022. Those of us that were aware of the People's Convoy, a lot of people didn't know it went on, including a lot of truckers. And so by identifying what they are doing here with truckers, it legitimately and justifiably pissed off a lot of truckers, because they care about their industry, they care about their reputation. We should care about the fact and say thank you to them, because they get all of our goods. 68% of our goods and goods that are transported and stocked in the stores that we purchase, 68% of that comes from a truck driver, one way or the other. Just something to think about. Okay, so it's totally understandable that Bonehead Trucker and this guy GWT 333, I think it is. Again, I'd like to have either one of these guys on to talk about the fact that, you know, what's being organized here is not organized by truckers, and the idea that it's being promoted as 700,000 truckers going to the border by some media sources, including Fox, is absolutely absurd. So much so that Stephen Colbert, host of the Late Show on CBS, Stephen Colbert, he put some of his time of his monologue into this convoy. He made a joke at the end of it as, you know, this is how a civil war starts, which I don't know if I would necessarily joke about that, especially since this convoy's got a lot of, even though they don't have truckers involved, there may be a handful. I've yet to see one in the convoy that is part of it, but you know, it's not any, you know, I don't think there are 7 truckers involved in what we're watching coming from Virginia to Texas. There are other groups coming from other directions, allegedly, so we'll see what develops of that. But at the moment, what we're seeing come from Virginia to Texas is not a trucker convoy. And immediately you have to go, that immediately delegitimizes it. The fact that on their very own webpage they had images, video of what happened in 2022 when there were a lot of truckers involved because of the mask mandates, because of they couldn't cross the Canadian border. A lot of issues back then. What's going on now is about money for a lot of these people, and that's just plain and simple. And as many have already asked, according to their website, like over $155,000 have already been raised in support of this convoy. Where's that money going to go? You know, have we not seen this song and dance before? Boy, it sure feels like it, at least to me. All right, moving along here. The border. And the number of people coming across. Again, in Eagle Pass, Texas, where all the focus is at the moment, you're not seeing hardly anybody come across. Maybe a van load every once in a while, which is like 7 to 10 people. However, we cannot ignore that in the past we have seen video of them coming in on tops of trains, thousands coming in on tops of trains, coming in uncontested, including at Eagle Pass. Now, we hear a lot and we see a lot of talk. We hear a lot of talk and we see a lot of video of the kind of and another channel, Muckraker. All right, Muckraker is documenting the entire journey from Quito, the capital of Ecuador, all the way up to the border. And you see a lot of military-aged individual males, all right, not traveling as families. 19 to 30-year-old prime military. And we're hearing it more and more and more and more and more. And there has to be a reason that this is being allowed. And Occam's razor says that the most obvious reason is probably the truth. So we are allowing military-aged, able-bodied, 19 to 30-year-old prime military service individuals into our country. To me, the most obvious reason is because we either want them in our army and believe they are going to be in our army, or because how did they all get here? How did they all have the money to get here? We heard Chris the other night talking about what his Border Patrol buddy said. Said these aren't bums and hobos that are coming through. These people have had, these people have had the means to get to where they are at one way or the other. Somebody's providing the funding for all these people that are continuing to come. Now, either they are going to be part of our army in somebody's mind, or they are here to be an army against us, or both. Some are here to be in our army. Some have been sent here to be part of something different. Let's connect the dots from tonight. The FBI director says China, is going to wreak havoc. We said months ago on this channel, we talked about that I had information about this Typhoon Volt malware that China had implanted in our military, and so this is nothing new as far as it being there, but do they have information that it's about to become active, or it is active? All right, let's say this all works together. Let's say there is a power outage. The grid goes down. The grid goes down in the major cities, just like in Leave the World Behind. The grid goes down in the major cities. Why? Because that's where all the migrants have been transported to. Maybe some of them have been told, okay, wait for all the power to go out. When all the power goes out, you go and you exterminate a certain class of people. That's what they're paid to be here to do. I know this sounds far-fetched. A year ago, I'd have laughed at all this. But things are not the same as they were. Things are moving a lot faster. Things are escalating. And if you think I'm crazy, you're probably right. Maybe, you may be right. And it just may be a lunatic you're looking for. Turning the invasion of illegal immigrants into citizenship by joining the military. This is, hang on, is it not going to allow me to, there we go. This is indeed a legitimate bill. I'm sorry, where was I at? Bill says that if you're an undocumented person in this country and you can pass the physical and the required test, background test, the like, you can serve in our military. If you do it honorably, we will make you citizens of the United States. Do we need that? Yes, we do. The recruiting numbers are down incredibly. So yes, we need that. Are some of them here for that? We'll find out, won't we? Are some of them here for something else, like to take action when a certain something happens? When a certain event happens, that's your signal to do whatever it is you're supposed to do. And I say this with a reminder that at least one person that has come in, when asked, "Who are you?" the response was rather ominous in saying, "Everyone will know who I am soon enough," leading me to believe there's possibly something there. Okay, so I made this, just, this is one possibility. The power goes out. Some people that are here for nefarious reasons, that is an indicator. That is a trigger. By the way, if the grids go down, it's going to be chaos, and it'll be hell in 72 hours, 3 days after the power's out. But nonetheless, let's just say, for the sake of argument, power goes out. There's some that have been illegally put here to do some kind of nefarious act. And we're reminded that, if you watch the program anyway, I've talked about this before. The New World Order by John Coleman, called it Conspirators Hierarchy, the Story of the Committee of 300. For those that are always saying, who is this they? They're telling us who they are. Okay? The Committee of 300 is how we shall refer to the Illuminati from now on. This book was published all the way back in 1992. Things have escalated, according to the WEF, also the Committee of 300. Back in 1992, at least 4 billion useless eaters, quote unquote, shall be eliminated by the year 2050. That's been moved up to 2030, I'm pretty sure, and maybe even to 2025 if you look at the 2025 project. If you don't know what the 2025 project is, please follow Mud Puppy on Twitter. Mud Puppy is doing an extensive thread on everyone that's involved in Project 2025. All right. They're going to do it by means of limited wars, which are going on all around the world at the moment, organized epidemics of fatal, rapid-acting diseases, and starvation. Energy, food, and water shall be capped at subsistence levels for non-elite, anybody that's not the 300. Think about it like this way, is like a chart. You got the Committee of 300, the Illuminati, the elite, whatever term you want to use. Then you've got all the government and world leaders underneath that are taking their orders, and if they don't take their orders, they'll simply be eliminated and replaced. And then you've got all of us. So we can't get through, let alone get to the Committee of 300, we can't get through their buffer of the people have been selected to be put in place. Back to where we were. Energy, food, and water shall be kept at subsistence levels for the non-elite, starting with the white populations of Western Europe and North America, then spreading to the other races. It's always spreading to the other races, but starting with the white population. How would you eliminate the white population? Let's say you send some nefarious actors here, and let's say the power goes out in certain areas, or the whole grid goes down and there's no power anywhere, or some other trigger or event is an indicator. And let's say those people have an order of eliminating the white population of Western Europe and America, North America, Canada. The populations of Canada, Western Europe, and the United States will be decimated more rapidly than on other continents. Where are the major immigration problems at the moment? America and Western Europe. They want to get the world's population, this was in 1992, down to a manageable level of 1 billion. From 5 billion, all right? We're now at about 9 million, and they have refigured, and they want to eliminate 87% of the population. Now, when these people are telling us these things themselves, we should listen to them. We should believe them. Bill Gates at COP28, the issue of food systems, again, remember what I just showed you, and how with climate change, a lot of farmers aren't able to grow their crops, which is a tragedy for them. We'll talk about using innovation to absolutely solve that problem. Okay, that's the quote Bill Gates is given here with a smile. He's got solutions for the food system, all right? Now, in Western Europe, which we just talked about, in Belgium, in Paris, France, in Italy, in Greece, in Romania. It all started in Germany and Poland, in Scotland. Farmers are revolting. They are rising up and revolting. And it's not getting covered in our mainstream. We touch on it here. We're going to touch on it again Friday night a little more in depth. But I'm bringing it up right now because a lot of people have asked, Why aren't American farmers joining in this? Why aren't American farmers, complaining like the rest of the world? This is Bill Gates. Bill Gates has the answers for all the world's food problems. Why aren't farmers rising up? Bill Gates is the biggest private owner of farmland in the United States. Bill Gates owns a lot of American farmland. This is AP News. We're not making this stuff up. Eyes open. Time to wake up, people. Time to realize that maybe we aren't each other's enemies. Maybe there are other people that we need to stop from doing really nefarious and unnecessary things in the name of climate change. I've talked a lot about about the changing magnetic poles. Both poles are still moving, by the way. We just didn't get that rapid flip, thankfully. That would have been totally catastrophic. But the poles are still moving. The climate is changing, but it's not because of cows. It's not because of farmers. It's not because of fisheries. It's not because of our food. They are using the climate as an excuse to eliminate. That's their goal. They tell us. I think maybe we ought to pay attention. If you're just joining us, I'm going to run through everything one more time here from top to bottom in case you missed it. And the FBI director in front of Congress today said that basically what he said is that, Chinese hackers preparing to wreak havoc on U.S. critical infrastructure. Again, if you watched the show, we talked about this months ago. The Typhoon Volt malware that was discovered in not only our civilian infrastructure, but in military hardware as well. So, and they can't do anything about it. It's just sitting there waiting to be triggered. FBI is warning us that now may be the time. We also touched on the take our border back convoy, and a couple of questions about that. But we don't tell you what to think or how to think, just give you things to think about, and think about the fact that I didn't touch on this, but think about the fact that these people are now in Texas, and their goal is to raise awareness. Do you not think everybody in Texas is probably aware by now that there is a border concern? Why are they there? Give, send, go. Cashapp, by the way, $americandufus. If you do like the program, you do want to help. It's not necessary at all, but it's always greatly appreciated. We also touched on the fact that a bunch of people coming across the border might have a way to citizenship by joining our military, since we can't get our own citizens, enough of our own citizens to join the military. And we touched on the fact that we're all considered quote-unquote useless eaters by the elite, and that they're going to control the energy, the food, and the water, and just make sure we can sustain for any non-elite. And that starts with the white populations of Western Europe and North America. Why would they want to do that? Because the white people are going to be the hardest to control, and they're going to be the most vindictive, evil, and vile when it comes to realizing the oppression that is quietly being placed, because it's much easier to hold people in slavery when they don't realize they're enslaved. We talked about old Bill Gates and how Bill Gates owns a whole bunch of farmland in America, and the farmland he doesn't own, a lot of it's owned by China. So why aren't American farmers joining in the revolt? And we touched on a channel to go to, JRL Investigates. If you want to see what's going on at the border at Eagle Pass, Texas, please visit that channel. Now I'm going to hop over into the chat here before we say a good evening to everybody. And I did not get done in a half an hour. Peace, love, and sunshine. Thank you for being here, not going away. Thank you for everything, including the video the other night we used from Ford Fisher. Okay. Is Abbott still out of the country? Abbott was in India trying to create some trade deals with India. A lot of people in Texas are talking about Texit, T-E-X-I-T, Brexit, Britain exiting the European Union. Texas talking about Texit. Texas leaving the United States. Hello to Pluck the Patriarchy. Thank you for being here. Fireman 17. A lot of people. Officer Mac. Good to see everybody in here. Thank you all for being in the chat. There's True. Hi, peace, love, and sunshine. Yes, this yeah, the name of the channel is Eyes Open. It's still on the American Doofus channel. I'm still American Doofus, Barry Welsh. Thank you all for watching. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for being in the chat. We'll be back at 9 o'clock, and we'll probably have like an hour and a half to 2 hour show on Friday. So plenty of opportunity to chat, get your questions in, and if I know who you are, hop up on the channel with us and talk. I'd like to have you. If you're new to the channel or you're out there lurking and you heard something here you totally hate, you want to come on and question, by all means, email me, americandufus, AMERICANDUFUS. Hang on a second, let me see if I can drop it in here real quick. Where's it at? Wow, I get. There we go. There we go. American Doofus, email AMERICANDUFUS@gmail.com. So again, thanks for being here. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the share. If you're a subscriber, hit the notifications. Sometimes YouTube gets a little wonky and some people have been unsubscribed. I do not do that. If you've been unsubscribed, please hit the subscribe because it wasn't for me. Sometimes, like I said, YouTube just gets a little wonky. I appreciate y'all very much. Love y'all like chocolate chip cookies. I thank you all for being here. And I remind you all, it's a dark world. Try to be a light. The world's just getting darker by the minute. Eyes open. Be prepared. Don't be paranoid. Don't let anything take over your life or anything like that. Just be prepared because there might be some stuff coming. And we're going to need each other to get through it. Thanks for watching.